Yo, what's going on, guys? Jixer Jesus here. Today I'm coming at you guys with a brand new video on my second channel. And in this video, we are going to be talking about, as you can see with the thumbnail, flock cameras. Now, flock cameras are absolutely taking over the United States right now. Not just physically, like not just setting up flock cameras everywhere, but the conversation about flock cameras and the fact of like, should they be allowed, should they be all over the place, is absolutely taking over the world. In today's video, we're going to talk about the pros of flock cameras, we're going to talk about the cons of flock cameras, and we're also going to go check out a flock camera to see what it looks like, what it's doing, and maybe at some point I'll give you my opinion on what I think about flock cameras, being a motorcycle rider. Hopefully this guy does not pull out in front of me, and he did, but that's okay. This guy is gonna get into my lane, maybe not. So I don't know where every flock camera is in this town, in this city, but I do know where a lot of them are. So we're gonna go see one of them real quick. But let's talk about the pros and the cons of flock cameras. Let's talk a little bit just about flock cameras. So picture on the screen now, this is a flock camera. Flock cameras are machine learning AI cameras that don't just read license plates, they document everything about vehicles. And I'll keep going straight here. So for example, they sit these flock cameras at the end of like every county and in front of retail stores and places like that. And like I said, these flock cameras don't just capture license plates. It would be totally different if they just read license plates and captured license plates. But these flock cameras use machine learning AI, which basically gets the make, the model of your vehicle, the color, the everything, the kind of rims, like every single thing about your vehicle that is unique. This camera will learn about your vehicle every time it sees it, and it will document everything. We're about to go check out one of these flock cameras. They have two of them sitting outside of Target and Lowe's. I don't know if you can see it way over there, but that's where we're gonna go check out a flock camera, kind of see what it looks like. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. That way you know what they look like, just in case you ever see one. You're like, dude, what is this black pole on the side of the road? So here we go. There's one flock camera right there in front of Target, and then there's another one over here right in front of Lowe's. We're going to go check out this one because it's a little bit less of a traffic debacle if we go this way here. Look at this. People don't know how to stop at a stop sign. It's crazy. And we're gonna park next to this thing right here. Here we go. But this is it. Look at this. This is what a flock camera is. A lot of people have a big question mark about flock cameras. What are they? What do they look like? This is what a flock camera looks like. So essentially you have the camera piece of the flock camera, which is that little oval thing right there, that little oval thing. And then you have a solar powered panel, which I would assume is because they don't want to just charge the camera all the time or have it plugged into somewhere like an outlet all the time. So they have it solar powered, which is, you know, I guess a kind of good idea if you're a fan of flock cameras. But let's start with some pros and cons while we're sitting here right in front of this flock camera. Ooh, that guy just stalled. That was rough. But even though I'm a motorcycle rider, I'm not really fond of flock cameras. I don't love them. I don't love them being every single place that they are. But I will say, even being a motorcycle rider, even being somebody that's not a fan of them, there are some pros to flock cameras. There's definitely some pros to these. Going over some of the pros that there are to flock cameras, obviously if there were a big retail theft here at Lowe's or Target or whatever like that, this flock camera would probably do a good job helping catch that retail theft, thief, whatever it's called. If they rode away in, you know, let's say this Dodge red truck, if they rode away in this thing, this flock camera would probably catch, or that flock camera over there would probably catch majority of this vehicle's make, model, license plate, and obviously if they were driving a car that's registered to them, they would probably get caught almost instantly. And that solves a lot of problems because you know how many red trucks there are? Red Dodge trucks, there's so many of them, so it's so hard to find, you know, the one person that stole from Target if there's 500 red trucks in the city that you live in. It's gonna be really hard. It's like a needle in a haystack. It's gonna be really hard to find that person. And another thing that I'm not really 100% positive on, but a flock camera, there's flock cameras everywhere, and I'm pretty sure all the flock cameras work together. So if this person were to travel out of town, come in here and, I don't know, steal a lawnmower from Lowe's, and then they go to another state or go to another city or go to another county, that flock camera in that other county or other state will also catch that person. They all work together to notify law enforcement of whoever they're trying to find or whatever they're trying to find, whether it's a stolen vehicle, stolen merchandise, whether it's just a car in general. The flock cameras will all work together to find the individual that is breaking the law. Now let's talk about the con of flock cameras. So there's going to be a lot of cons probably. One of them is tracking innocent people. So for example, you guys know me, Jixer G Jesus over here. I don't like to speed, and I don't like to break the law. So one thing about flock cameras with me is, like, obviously I don't speed, I don't steal things, I don't ride around on a stolen vehicle. So every time, like, even just sitting right here, this flock camera is probably tracking me, and I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm literally an innocent person, innocent civilian, not doing anything wrong, minding my own business, and I'm still getting tracked by the flock camera. So it's not the most, settling thing. It's kind of like, why am I being tracked everywhere that I'm going? Why is the government doing this? Why is law enforcement tracking me every single place that I'm going? That kind of seems like a big problem. Now, I know we have, like, our amendments and everything, and we're allowed to, record anywhere we go and things like that, and, especially if we're in public property, you're allowed to record, whatever. So, like, that's something that these flock cameras have on their side. They're not necessarily breaking any laws by recording people, because we're in public, and everybody that's in public is subject to being in public, which means that you are essentially agreeing to being photographed or video recorded in public, even like just when you leave the house. If you go out in public, you have the risk of being photographed or videographed, not just by a flock camera, but by anybody walking around. They could pick up their phone and record you, and you can't really do anything about it. And then another thing about flock cameras is that yes, they're recording you, but they're also documenting everywhere you go. Like, every time you leave a county, every time you pass a flock camera, it documents that you passed that flock camera. So the amount of data that it's building up for us, bikers or just people in general that are just traveling around, these flock cameras are understanding every single place we go, every route we take, when we're going to work, when we're going home, when we're going on vacation, when we're coming back from vacation. And to me, that does not sound like it should be happening. Like, tracking us, doing everything, no matter we're not breaking the law. I'm not breaking the law. This guy's not breaking the law, but the flock camera knows that this guy's at target from point A, and then it knows when this guy leaves target, point B, which is absolutely insane. Because I understand, like, it helping law enforcement, like, if you were to go commit a crime, but if you're not doing anything, why are we getting our whole entire lives documented and everywhere we go documented by these flock cameras? Now, I'm not going to sit here for much longer because it's like 95 degrees outside, and sitting in one place is really tough. But this is what a flock camera looks like. I'm going to continue talking about them while I'm making this video, but I just wanted to show you guys a visual representation of this is what a flock camera looks like. There's another one right here in front of Target, as you can see. People don't know how to use this intersection. It's my turn to go next. Hopefully nobody hits me. But I don't know, the biggest thing in the United States right now is the conversation about flock cameras. So not necessarily people hating flock cameras, not people loving flock cameras, but just the whole entire point of, should flock cameras be a thing? Should they be placing these flock cameras literally every single place that they can to document innocent or guilty civilians? There's a squishy ball. So my opinion, let's get into my opinion. Jixer Jesus's opinion on flock cameras is a truck pulling out right here. That's kind of weird. Look at that. Oh my gosh, dude, that was a crazy pull out into the middle lane. So flock cameras, in my opinion, I'm not bothered by flock cameras to the extent that some other bikers are. Mainly because I don't do anything really illegal. I don't break the law. I don't do anything where I have to worry about flock cameras. A lot of, there's some other people that like to go fast on the highway or like to go, run from the cops and stuff like that. That's not me. If I were in those people's shoes, I would definitely understand why I would dislike flock cameras. And if you look at, there's a couple different apps online. There's a Deflock Me, I think it's called, app. Picture on the screen now. This is what the app looks like. This is a app that tells you where every single flock camera is in the United States. And where I live, or where I'm at right now, I should say, we don't have that many flock cameras. We don't have a ton of them. We have, ones at the end of every part of the town whenever you're leaving the county, like highways and stuff like that. But there's a lot of other places, like for example, picture on the screen now, New York City, dude. I get it, it's a big city, but look how many flock cameras on the screen now are in New York City, dude. There's hundreds, maybe even if not thousands of flock cameras in New York City, which is absolutely insane. Imagine how much you're being tracked in a city like that compared to a rural city like in Kentucky, like where I'm at now. It's a huge difference. So I think maybe I'd have a stronger opinion, or I'd be maybe a little bit more hesitant with the flock cameras if I lived in a bigger city like New York, to where there's literally thousands of flock cameras sitting around tracking our every move. It's literally insane how many flock cameras are in a place like New York City. I get it, there's a lot of crime. I can't even imagine how many are in Chicago. I haven't even looked to see how many are in Chicago, but I don't think every single state has them. But I know that there's a lot of governors and a lot of people that are running for office that want to remove flock cameras from being around, which they might have some support with. That might help. That might help them win some, elections or whatever like that. I don't personally care that much to change the way that I vote or vote for somebody because of them removing or adding flock cameras. I don't, until it's a big problem, until until they start doing things that like catching people doing things that aren't even illegal, or like until they start mishandling them, like arresting people that didn't do anything illegal because the flock camera thought it was them but it wasn't them. Like until flocks start being wrong or whatever, which I don't know, there may be some cases out there where I think I saw one lady who was getting like arrested, but she then proved to the court that she wasn't where the flock camera told them where she was or whatever like that. I don't know, that sounded really confusing. But I think there's like 1 or 2 cases to where the flock camera was wrong and a lady actually got arrested and probably won a bunch of money because the court was wrong, the police were wrong. I don't know. But until it turns into a big huge problem, like I see it becoming a big huge problem, and maybe we should care a lot before it gets to that point, but until it becomes a huge problem where it's, you know, getting innocent civilians in trouble or something like that who actually didn't do anything, or maybe they're catching people that are speeding who are only going like 5 over, like until it becomes to a point to where it's affecting people's everyday life and not just, you know, reading their license plate and stuff if they were riding in a stolen vehicle, then I think that we would have more of an issue than we actually have. Now I know a lot of bikers, you know, bikers are bikers. They ride without plates, they stunt around, they run from the cops, whatever. I don't do any of that, but I can understand why motorcyclists and bikers have such a strong opinion on flock cameras, because a lot of motorcyclists, a lot of bikers don't want to be tracked by the cops at all. Me, I don't really care because all the police officers watch my videos on every single platform, so at this point I'm kind of under the I'm kind of just beeping on the radar anyways. They know where I'm at all the time, they know what I look like, they know what my bike looks like, they know all the bikes that I have, they know the helmet that I have, so I can't really run under the radar unless I like disguise myself and be super secretive. I can't really, you know, run under the radar. But I know that there's a lot of people that don't have their, you know, Instagram handle on their bike or don't have their TikTok handle on their bike, and they want to run under the radar. They don't want the cops to know who they are, and they want to run away from the cops. They want to do things and not get caught. So I understand when it gets to that point why bikers are so against flock cameras. But me personally, I don't really care probably as much as I should yet with the flock cameras. Now if somebody comes up to me and raises a really, really good point about them and tells me about why I should care so much and why they're important and why it's important that we should remove them, then I probably, you know, would listen. But nobody has brought up such a point to me that stands out to where I need to be super against them. But I wanted to raise awareness around flock cameras. I wanted to make a video around flock cameras because a lot of people don't even know that these are real. And a lot of people, they know that they exist, but they don't know that they're literally in their city already. Like, for example, we don't have a lot in the city that I'm in right now. We have maybe, I don't know, I think it's like 10 or 15 flock cameras. Like I said earlier, compared to somewhere like New York who has thousands of flock cameras, it's going to be a big, big difference between the two. But I wanted to raise awareness about flock cameras because there's a lot of people talking about these flock cameras. Like I said, they are absolutely taking over the United States of America. Not just putting them everywhere, but the conversation about flock cameras is taking over the United States. It's in the political battles, it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, every single social media that you're on. And I'm not calling for anybody to destroy these things. You should not destroy flock cameras. I don't care if you're super against them. I don't care if you hate them. I think they're government property, so you shouldn't be destroying because you can get in a ton of trouble for that. I think it's got to be a felony. I don't know for sure, but it's got to be. There's a Harley rider, brother. What's up, man? How are you? I try not to get too close to these Harley guys because they don't really like it too much, but I wanted to give him a little fist bump. I think that he, you know, I didn't think he would care about that. I'm making sure I leave my distance because Harley riders get pretty mad whenever you don't give them space. But that guy kind of seemed nice. I don't think he really cared. I think he just knew that I kind of wanted to give him a gesture of a what's up, man. I am going to sneak in right here, though. That guy switched lanes so slowly. Whether or not I hate it or I love it, I think that it's important to raise awareness, and I think that it's important to tell you guys about flock cameras, because if you don't hear it from me, you'll hear it from somebody else. These things are taking over. Hey, look, the Harley guy made a U-turn, and now he's sitting right there across from me. But I would like to hear your guys' opinions on the flock cameras. Do you care about them? Are you for them? Are you against them? I can probably guarantee majority of you guys are not going to be for flock cameras. I don't think really anybody is for them, but I know that there's a lot of people that aren't really against them either. They're just like, hey, whatever, they're tracking me, I get it. We have to think about the point of like our phones. We use our telephones every single day. Our iPhone, our Samsung, it doesn't matter what it is. We use our cell phones every single day. Cell phones are probably, I don't know for sure, but they're probably worse than flock cameras. I mean, cell phones track our every single move, just like flock cameras do. But the difference about cell phones is not only do they track our every single move, but they track every single thing we look at, every single thing we search. every single video we watch, every single picture we look up. Phones may be worse than flock cameras, okay? So I think that we are jumping the gun a little bit just too quick with the flock camera thing, because I get it. Flock cameras, you know, I get it. They shouldn't really be documenting and you know, capturing every single detail about every citizen, whether or not they're doing something illegal or legal. But at the same time, like I said, our phone is doing the exact same thing, maybe if not even worse, okay? So I wanted to make this video about flock cameras because I know it's a sensitive topic, and I know it's a very important topic, and I know a lot of people out there don't really know a lot about these flock cameras, and I know a lot of you guys probably didn't even know that these don't just read lights, they read every single thing about you and your vehicle. Make, model, color, exhaust, I'm sure. These are AI machine learning devices, which means that they will literally learn every single thing about you, where you go, when you work, where you work, when you go to work, when you come home from work, when you're traveling with a family, when you're traveling by yourself, when you're traveling on your bike, when you use your sport bike, when you use your naked bike, when you use your moped. These things know every single thing about you, and if they don't yet, they will, because every time you go past the flock camera, it learns something new about you. So, just to end the video here, do I care about flock cameras? Yeah, I mean, I care. Do I care enough to go out of my way and like never ever go past one? No, because I know that there's no way that we can avoid these things unless they literally take them all down. But me personally, I'm not against them, probably, like I said, as much as I should be. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, and I want to hear your opinions about flock cameras, if you're for them, if you're against them, and you know, just the overall, what do you think about these things literally documenting every single thing about us, where we're going, where we work, when we're leaving town? To me, it's absolutely insane. And this, as I continue on, I'm going to keep learning about flock cameras, because I'm the first to admit that I don't know everything about them yet. There's a lot of information about flock cameras that I don't know at all. I've just been doing some research over the past couple weeks, that way I could make this video, and that way I could know about them. But the biggest thing is, for a guy like me who doesn't break any laws, who's probably being tracked by his cell phone anyways, there's not much for me to get worked up about. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, there's flock cameras everywhere, I don't want to ride my motorcycle anymore. You know, it's just not really much for me to worry about. So let me know what you guys think about flock cameras in the comment section of this video, because I'm very interested on what you think. I'm very interested on what the public thinks about them. I hear a lot of things on X and, you know, a lot of things on other social media platforms about flock cameras, about how, you know, they shouldn't be a thing. But I don't think in the near future they're going away anytime soon. I think that it's going to take a lot of maybe laws, and it's going to take a lot of bills being passed and things like that to get rid of flock cameras. And for that to happen, dude, you know how long it takes for bills and stuff to be passed in Congress? It takes a long time, because there, you know, you got to have a lot of people agree on it, and there's a lot of people that probably disagree. Some people think that it's good, some people think that it's bad. But overall, my opinion, yeah, they shouldn't really be a thing, but I'm not worked up about it. I don't really care probably as much as I should. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys stay away from the old flock cameras, that way you're not getting tracked with every single move that you're making and every single place that you go. But I don't think there's much of a way around it right now. My name's JixerJesus. This is my flock camera video. Should they be a thing? Should they not be a thing? This is up to, I guess, us as American citizens to decide. And like I said, I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon, but we can do our best to make our voices heard. If you're against them, make your voice heard. If you're for them, make your voice heard. Everybody has their own opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's the best thing about living in America. My name's JixerJesus. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Flock cameras, man. Flock cameras. Don't forget to leave a like. Thanks for watching my second YouTube channel. I just started this channel for longer videos and for videos while I'm riding. Not just product reviews, not just, you know, e-bike reviews and things that I do on my other channel. But I wanted this to be just a solely moto vlog channel, and me talking about things, me moto vlogging. I think that it was really cool. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm going to be uploading 3 to 4 times a week on this channel, which is pretty exciting, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that like the long form content, and I really like making it. Those people said hi. I think they watched the YouTube channel. That's lit. But my name's JixerJesus. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I think I tried to end this video 9 times maybe, and you guys are finally at the end of it. See you guys. JixerJesus out.